Whereas PB, they played it once, they've played it in playoffs, and they lost it. It's been much more of a mixed bag. One thing they do have going for them, though, is their creativity, as we've seen.
Yes, that is true, and I imagine we'll see. We saw some of those strats on Oregon that we have not seen in the same vein. Maybe on a different map, but not on Oregon before. Trust me, I imagine we'll see some of those same things on Clubhouse once we get there. But one thing we have not seen all too much, Harrison, the ban phase, is creativity. I mean, Parabellum have gone with their standard ban of Thatcher. Again, I mentioned this earlier. I think only 2 games in all of CL, they have not banned Thatcher as their attacking ban. So do not be surprised by that fact in any way, shape, or form. And with the Thatcher Mav ban, almost like an equation, Harrison, what do we get after the equal sign? Get a Cade ban to follow.
Yep. It's pretty drawn out, overplayed sequence.
Yeah.
And Valkyrie is the last one. There we go. That's just what CJ was talking about. Parabellum have never lost with the Valkyrie up. And Aerial Arise may have just been clued into that, not wanting to give Parabellum the privilege of the superior info game. But, Carter.
Harrison?
We always talk about Parabellum and their creative strategies. Sure, they got a lot going for them on the defense, but on the attack, they really know how to abuse operators, right?
They do.
Now, they're not that common, but we have seen Parabellum bring them on this map. Both the Ying and the Finka are still up.
Well, actually, building off of that, we see a 6-pick from a staple Parabellum op on certain maps on the attack, Capitao, to the Jackal. That is not an op I usually associate with Parabellum.
Although, it's probably because they saw the reveal phase and were like, oh, mute Mozzie Vigil, yeah.
They're like,
we don't want Cap.
Before.
Yeah. hey, I've seen this one before.
And indeed, they have. If you're
I
going
understood
into
that reference.
If you're going into an attack like this, and you're bringing a Capitao, here's the thing. You normally use that Capitao to, if you're going for a kitchen drop, set up a smoke execute, or if you're going for a blue take, use the fire bolts to fire behind Gen, push that guy out. But here, there might be, for about half the round, 1 or 2 people on the site. Jackal is just better for that when 3 to 4 players are going to be running around the second and first floor of the map. And yeah, as you can see, we started out with no players on the site, but there are 2 now, so it's not exactly as bad as it was.
Yeah, so Parabellum, not going to go for the rush. Clearly, they're already repelled up to the roof. They want to face these roamers and stare them down menacingly until they shrivel back onto the site. Melted will be the one clearing from Strip into Bar. Meanwhile, Kool-Aid has already thermited open the Jacuzzi wall. Unfortunately, with those mute changes, the area of jamming...
The jamming area?
The jamming area, I don't know why I said it like that, is no longer a cylinder upwards, is more of a sphere. So if you put the wall breach high enough on the wall, the mute jammer can't catch it, which is a little bit unfortunate for the defense, but I mean, you kind of expect that wall to get opened eventually anyway, and thus some of those roamers will start to fall back. Wimpy, though, is still all the way upstairs, but the Vigil gets caught. Kento nearly dead. Eska battling forth will miss a lot of his shots, and that'll result in the death of Penguin. Despite knowing exactly where the Vigil is, the Hibana is still off the board. Now, luckily, with these defenses, the hatches are typically already open, especially Moto, one of the more important ones. So hopefully the defense have left those holes, because otherwise that Hibana loss is going to hurt.
Yeah, if this were just a normal defense and it was more of a bunker and say Kento was just doing his own thing inside a bar,
Moto
this
is
would be
reinforced.
The biggest... Oh, no, they did! I forgot we saw him reinforce it earlier, so Kento, in effect, was playing his life in that position. But that kill on 1 HP onto the Hibana, that is getting more impactful by the second, because Kool-Aid can't allocate some of his exothermics to the wall down below, or to anything. He has to use it for that hatch, and that means the kitchen hatch, what is sometimes the beating heart of Clubhouse attacks onto Church, taken off the board. Kool-Aid will manage to find Beastly, who's just ran through Ashwall into the site. He's evened it up 3-3, and Parabellum managed to take the man advantage, but a C4 lands on top of one of the boxes, right in front of Kool-Aid, who can't react in time. Gomez might still be downed. This means it's an effective 2v2. Melted spots the head of one, but Gomez is actually picked back up. He walked into the Kona station, but that doesn't stop and does mean that 2 members of Aerial Rise are on low HP, but Gomez retakes the Moto hallway. Wimpy rounds it out. An explosive and, well, convincing first round from Aerial.
Aerial's roam not especially well played or anything. It was pretty standard. They fell back rather early. Wimpy didn't do anything on his side of the map, but Kento's kill onto
One pick.
Penguin completely changed the entire dynamic of that round. With the Hibana gone, you have to dedicate Thermite over towards Moto. You can't open Church, and that means Parabellum, they effectively just forced themselves through Ashwall. And sure, while the entry was successful, Kool-Aid got very quickly traded out by a well-placed C4, and Parabellum could never recover the pieces, especially because the Thunderbird, she was naded, but she was only downed and crawled away to safety, and we finally see the Thunderbird gadget truly being a difference maker. It picks her up and allows Gomez for the flank, shutting down the sledge. And while sure, I mean, PB would have probably lost that round anyway, it's just cool to see the Kona station coming into effect like that. Well done, Ariel. But, Carter, remember, this is how Oregon started, with 2 successful defenses from Ariel before Parabellum bounced back on the attack. And lest we forget, this is Ariel Rise's map pick, which means Parabellum chose to start attacking.
It's true. That is very true indeed. But on CCTV as well, here's the nice thing. Aerial Arise, they won, I would say, the more complex site on Clubhouse. Now Parabellum get to cut their teeth on CCTV and Gym. Of course, Aerial Arise win this. Could go back to CC, or if they Aerial Arise lose this, could go back to CCTV. But those two sites are not nearly the same kind of beast as it is with Basement. You can also see some holes opened up in the bottom of the stock wall. I could gain an angle onto stage. As you can see, you can maybe get a vertical hole up top if they made any. Does not appear that they have. They are bringing a Bandit. Cade has been banned, and with no mute on the board, they need those Bandit batteries to hold flat wall for as long as they can. Wimpy also, I don't think going for an active Bandit trick, but he does have one Bandit battery in his pocket. But the issue is, you can see Melted on the rappel, waiting for that wall to open up, and 3 members all outside of the CCTV window right now, with a Capital on the board as well. Wimpy is by no means in safe ground.
He's just going to swing, nearly catches the head of Penguin. That was scary, and I'm sure it just spooked Eska into missing the nade. He'll throw away another one, but I believe it was just caught by a Wamai disc. So they can't deny the Bandit batteries. PB, the clear, completely unsuccessful, poor utility usage. Pretty strange from this team, but I guess it could happen to anyone. Now the Bandit will persist. I mean, they have a Zoe who could go in from below, but that means they have to deal with Beastly. The entire point of clearing from server window was to nullify the Wamai's position, but now Parabellum are going to be forced directly into it.
This is exactly what Aerial Arise were hoping and how they wanted this minute 30 to go, but that does mean that Beastly is now going to have a lot of very angry attackers eager to dislodge him from this position. He's already starting to maneuver his way up the red stairs. Probably going to give up this position the moment he starts getting pressured. Yeah, he'll just move up. It's a minute 15 seconds left, Harrison, and PB haven't even opened up the plat breach yet. This wall is still solid, and Wimpy's going for the Bandit trick. He gets the exothermic, I believe.
What?
Penguin not only gets shot as he enters into CCTV, but even more time is delayed, and now PB just wanted to hit the site. They don't have that option anymore.
Penguin, what?
That
I guess maybe he was trying to...
strategy, Cotton.
I guess he saw that there was no one actually watching the window and tried to catch Wimpy while Bandit tricking, but Wimpy was already done by then, heard the sound prompt, and well, that is probably the freest pick Aerial Arise has gotten. Kento and Wimpy tack on for 2 more kills, and through the smoke, Wimpy gets a 4th! Wow! Pistol out,
Not even
gifting
close.
Aerial Arise a flawless PB. What are you doing?
Oh my lord. That's got to be the most. We've seen 3 flawless rounds of this game so far, Harrison, but I have to imagine that is the most dominant. Winning the util game early on, as you saw, the flash grenades actually sailed in. They ran through that CCTV window, but some magnets were placed there later on, I believe, that caught those nades later. So maybe switching up and playing a little bit fast and loose with those ADSs and magnets, whatever happened on that window, it was the beginning of the end for Parabellum. Because as you so aptly put it, they banked everything on that clear of the Bandit batteries from the CC window. It now fails. They rotate downstairs. They get Beastly. They clear him out. But it's already been 2 minutes in the round and the wall isn't even opened. If Wimpy doesn't even kill Penguin, it's already a terrible round, the fact that he gets that exothermic off with the Bandit trick. You lose that as well, which was clearly the symbol for some kind of execute to come through, to charge on through that breach. I mean, need I say more? You all saw Wimpy get that 4K and Aerial the Rise dominate PB.
That was in the sitting in the middle of the server behind the rack too. That is like
Just running
typically-
around.
Typically, if someone sits behind there, we're looking at him like, "What the hell is wrong with you? Do
Are you
like,
trying to
do you
die?
have a death wish?" Yeah, but it ended up being a situation like, "Oh no,
He's got
they're
this.
locked in here with me,"
Please.
and
This is
destroyed
Wimpy we're talking about.
3 more people on the breach. Wow, Do Wimpler. He wants that Pro League spot, and he's not ready to give it up.
Yes.
Not after map 1. 6-0 right now as he flexes onto the Aruni. Of course, with any good gym hold, you have some sort of extension on the other side of the map. It's not going to be just a con hold with a shield. They are fully committing to cash, plenty of utility and manpower over there that PB is going to have to cut through.
It's a buck, though. See Spirits rotate onto that operator, so if they want to try to clear out that cash hold from below, it certainly gets some ground, but oh no, have they droned out Kento? No, they just simply have not. The oil pit position gone unread, and another opening death for Penguin. This time, not only much earlier on, but again, Harrison, 3 rounds in a row. It's been more impactful than others, but again, they lose their hard breach as the first death. Actually, Penguin has been to the opening death every single round so far, all on Hibana.
Penguin. I mean, he had the most entry engagements on his team at Invite for a reason, but do you really want to be doing that as Hibana? There's a reason why he plays Zoe on maps like Villa, but they're at the very least able to get the trade, but Kool-Aid just kind of walks in, and in the
Oh my
same
lord.
position Wimpy was, Gomez finds 2. Now, Spirits is able to walk up red and fry the Aruni. Gomez has been down, so this is an even 2v2, but boy, did it really not need to be. Now, luckily enough for Parabellum, they still have the time on their side. 1.5 minutes. That's nothing to shake a stick at. That's a bit of time remaining, and the man count is even. But Spirits, he's been significantly lit up. He's down to just below half. He and Melted are going to have to turn on the burners if they want to take this round.
I mean, this round so far, it's got to be Spirits as well. I mean, this round has basically almost entirely opened itself back up because Spirits, I believe, Harrison, correct me if I was wrong, he was the one that went on a self-designated solo roam clear to find Kento downstairs, and then also is the one that walked up red to clear out the remaining cache extension. I mean, Spirits has certainly been the big X factor for PB this round, and in a 2v2, no better moment for his impact to shine. Melted right now on the metal bow, gets Spirits in the building, pushing in from construction, will fire some shots into bathroom, but do they know DS Lucas is playing in this position? They do have plenty of drones on the board, so maybe some time to drone as well, but instead they hop on in. 3 flashes will blind DS Lucas. Unfortunately, he's spotted, but Melted can't react in time. It's all left up to Spirits, and he can't come up and rise to the occasion. 3 rounds in a row for Aerial, a flawless defensive rotation.
And off the back of an excellent cash hold, I mean, we were talking about...
Was actually just Kento getting a miracle pick onto Penguin. Eska almost took down Kento playing inside a bar, but missed a couple shots, and that allowed Kento an opportunity to get, again, a kill that in all likelihood just should not have happened onto Penguin. And that's where things truly started to tumble. But up until that point, the clear wasn't terrible.
Yeah, it was a real snowball effect. It's kind of like, you look at that and you're like, 1 for 1. Maybe you still have time.
Hibana, but you could still come back. Maybe.
But no, it was a huge snowball effect. Just losing that one piece of utility forced PB into a dire situation. But now again, you know, Aerial aren't really deviating the roam. PB, they're going to be ready for this. They're going to know where Kento is, and hopefully the person aggressing towards bar isn't your Hibana. Don't do it again. You have Jackal, you have Zoe, you have Sledge for a reason. Sledge should be the one watching above, and your Spear just simply should not be one of your hard breachers. Wimpy's going for an aggressive peek over towards one of the white vans outside, but of course no one from PB has actually spawned there, so he won't be able to find his mark at all.
Well,
Once again, though, PB are going to be going for that full clear. Melted starting over towards Strip, and some repelling to the roof. Esko looking to get that vert down in bar.
well, everyone except Penguin, who maybe in an alternate universe is the 4th opening pick in this game so far, or fourth time in a row had he get spawn peeked. But here, fortunately for him, Wimpy falls off, and Parabellum fall forward, continue on with their clear. Kool-Aid opening up that jacuzzi wall can start making his way on through, and in response, all the members of Aerial Arise who were likely on that side of the map inside of Master Bedroom will either rotate down or rotate back into CCTV and Cache. Wimpy's actually the only one who takes that course of action, and he goes further into Garage, maybe to make a cheeky play later on. Rotate down blue stairs, but look, he could make a hole in this garage wall, try to get an angle on one of the attackers. In all likelihood, he's not been read, and he's using these Mozzie drones to great effect in order to get intel on Parabellum's clear on this western side.
Well, spot one drop, but Spirit still finds Kento. Finally, an opening pick for PB, the first time this game, and it'll be on that Vigil who killed Hibana. Penguin is still up. It's a miracle. Christmas came early, even though it hasn't even been Thanksgiving yet. Penguin is alive, and he'll open that Moto hatch, meaning Kool-Aid can conserve his hard breaching for perhaps the church wall, or even blue if blue is reinforced. As Penguin opens up the kitchen hatch, he'll take a bullet from below. C4 goes out, falls upon deaf ears, and the hatch falls away. Eska continued with clearing the floor over West Arsenal, but Wimpy, who I wanted to keep my eye on to see if he'd do something risky, will just fall back to site instead, figuring it's better to play with the anchors in a man disadvantage such as this.
Plus, with the C4 as well, the only one... Well, actually, I believe one might be pre-placed at the moment for Aerial Arise. Might be something they can do with both that hole and that C4, but we'll just have to see. 45 seconds left, as you said. All remaining members of Aerial Arise gathered, coalesced on that site. But Parabellum eager to make something happen, whether it's a kitchen drop and a push down main stairs. No, it's a rotate, a rush through Ash Wall, just as PB have done before, but it's working so much better this go around. Penguin got the kill on the opener, and it's still Aerial Arise and the man disadvantage despite one kill evening it up. The C4 comes out a bit too late, but not even on the planter. It only evens things up, and now it's still the 1v3 for PB to have the man advantage. DS Lucas knows there might be someone on the bomb, but there's holes above he has to contend with. Almost hits the shot onto Eska, but it doesn't matter in the end. The bullets go wide. What can he do in this moment with everyone looking at him? Spots Penguin sitting on the bomb, but with Eska above, he has this angle. It's still Penguin to come away with it in the end. The defuse, the kill, Parabellum with their first round on attack.
Much more confident clear, not taking any risks. That's what we have yet to see from Parabellum. Finally, they account for everything. They clear the roam, they get down to site, and well, I didn't expect them to go for the similar, Ashwall rush play. That was definitely not what I had in mind. It worked out because they just had more bodies, and what, Carter? What was open? The kitchen hatch.
What do you know?
They were able to adequately cover the defenders, could not push up and get that C4 off. Even had Spirits. Sure, he died in dirt, but it was still a presence that was there until the plant was nearly completed, and that's all you can really expect from that player in such a tight bottleneck. Well done to Parabellum taking their first point, but is it too little too late? Aerial Arise already have 3. So if Parabellum don't at least tie up the half on the side that they chose to start, it's going to be advantage Aerial Arise.
Absolutely. We will also see from Parabellum, when they're attacking round this go, a spear rotation from Spirits onto the Buck. Now, he has played the Buck before in this match, but it was on that seemingly ill-fated clear of Cache on the gym site. But now this go around, the site itself is CCTV and Cache, and we'll see Spirits rotate to that op. Could go down below, like we saw previously, and Parabellum attempt to do after they failed to clear out the bandit batteries from that CCTV window, and Wimpy appears to be going for the same kind of play. He does have a bandit battery onto the con single wall, though, that leads to the outside, but with one in his pocket, he's likely going for the same play he was previously. Will Parabellum bite and try to go for it again? Right now, they're opening up garage and not allowing the player to rotate freely in that area, but if they go to CC window, they'll have to do something better than before.
I wonder what Spirits' play is.
Solo clear? Couldn't believe Spirits doing that.
It looks like maybe his play is to walk up main. No? Walk on a bar? Maybe do something cheeky with the Wamai below, but everything's barricaded off. So, I don't know how much luck he's going to have with that. I mean, Penguin's also already moving in. Womai knows the clear is happening. He's fallen back. Flashes go in. The shield, not going to be clear just because at this point, you know, there's no one playing it. PB don't really have to. And I'm glad they're not doing the server window clear again. They are down below, but a C4 from Wimpy actually down the red stairs into Secret. Finds
Wow,
Eska.
what a throw.
Wimpy has been on fire, and the game sense to get that Nitro Cell is incredible. Down goes your sledge, down goes your nades, and a huge player for PB.
And again, another round on CCTV where they are struggling to get this wall open. Unfortunately here, Wimpy chooses the wrong wall, the Bandit Battery. But Harrison, I mean, with that C4 kill onto the sledge and a minute 30 wasted, yeah, it's not as good as it was before, but you're going to be hard-pressed to find anybody on Aerial unhappy with this so far. But that does mean Parabellum do have that wall open and can continue pressuring these areas. But look at Spirits, again, on a solo clear. But there's a barricade in his way. If he busts on through, the Aruni has ample time to react depending on what he does with this. He opens with the Skeleton Clean, not even fully, and Wimpy peeks out, takes down Spirits, defending the Aruni inside a construction, and Parabellum are on the back foot again for their CCTV attack.
Penguin is not able to find the trade from server window, and he tries
What?
to make a play. Wimpy with a third on fire, looking for the fourth. He'll nab it. Kool-Aid alone, 1v5. Wimpy tries to go for more, but he'll be downed and finished off by the gas canister of Gomez. Maybe getting a little bit too greedy there, but can you blame him? He's on fire, and as Kool-Aid tries to rappel up, Diaz will put him out of his misery. Aerial Arise take round 5. They lead 4-1, and Parabellum are in dire straits.
Somebody give this man a medal from Wimpy. What more does he have to do to get our attention? A quad kill? 2 quad kills for Wimpy on CCTV now? That is just absurd. That is ridiculous, what Wimpy is doing right now. That pre-fire, of course, was, I'll say, maybe a little bit lucky. Penguin peeks into it at exactly the wrong time, but that shot onto the player on Platwall, that is ridiculous from him. Let's go over that round. PB tried to fully take down Beastly on the first floor, but Beastly plays it smart. He's not trying to get aggressive. He knows they're likely going to take some time to drone it out. He's already backing up red stairs, not too worried about anything that could happen. Eska and Penguin, one coming up secret stairs, one coming from bar, both trying to take him down. Beastly retreats. They try to open up that wall, but a brilliant C4 from Wimpy takes down Eska. Now another whole half of the round has been wasted to open up flat wall, and Wimpy continues throwing thorns in the sides of PB. Spirits on a solo clear, cut down because there's no one on that side of the map to trade him out, and PBR once again stuck in a 3v5 where they have to somehow manage to execute onto a site in which they have no hopes in winning.
Hey, Jim. Said didn't go well last time. I'm surprised Aerial have not been running the Mira, despite it being left up not a single time. Of course, you know, she's not an operator you have to run. It's just that she is
Not necessary.
common on this site in particular, right? This site in particular, Jim, benefits greatly from the Mira play, but hey, I mean, we're taking their previous defensive record at it within this map. They don't really need it, do they? Parabellum. They need this round. They need to bring something back. If Aerial take the 5-1 here, I mean, moving on to PB's defense, their weaker side, well, typically weaker side.
Not looking good.
I don't know. I don't know if all that creativity and all that, you know, all the wow factor and surprise
The gumption.
is going to be enough.
Well, we'll just have to see until we get there. 45 seconds have passed in this round so far. Wimpy already letting go of that CCTV and cache extension. I believe, though, DS Lucas might have just rotated back in soon after, so it's not a full retreat, if you will. But I believe he's actually back in construction now, so no, he is in there. So they are still holding on to the CCTV and cache roam, but unfortunately for PB, or unfortunately for Aerial Arise, whatever, PB are not buying into it. They are not pushing them so far. In fact, yeah, they have Kento extended all the way to red, DS inside of CCTV, but all PB have worried about so far is opening up this jacuzzi wall, which they have done successfully, with Spirits down below as well, and nobody from Aerial Arise peeking down inside a bar. They can get that for free, but Wimpy maybe gets a little bit over-aggressive, or just accidentally exposes himself to that hole and gives PB an opening they desperately need in this final round on their attack.
And fun fact, the only round PB have won in this entire series is the one round in which they have the opening pick. So if this trend continues, I'm sure PB will be very happy about it. As Eska continues to roam free below, he'll nade up, but not catch a single person in bathroom. He'll now be assisted by Spirits, who will just open the whole floor and render it unplayable. So that's one less anchor spot Aerial have, one less safe haven for them to retreat to as Spirits continues to open that floor. More hard breaching going on as well. I believe Penguin opening the bathroom wall, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Opening it up a
real
bit.
specific with that.
It's a little bit messy. Luckily, he'll be able to fix it as
abstract.
he has enough X-Kairos left. As Eska takes the fight through the floor, he will pay the price. Gomez looking for the finisher. The nade goes up, though, and it will catch no one. Both players completely missing, but here's the drop.
Wow.
Perfectly timed. Gomez finds Eska staring sky high as Spirits goes up the stairs, taking a lot of damage from, I believe, Kento, but he'll be able to finish off Beastly. No, it's actually Kento and Khan to get traded after DS kills the planter, and a second within gold. Penguin and Melted, 2 versus 2. Penguin has the diffuser. He's going to start putting it down.
Where's Melted?
Where is Melted to cover? I'm not quite sure where he is. He's over towards main stairs. He can't cover. Gomez moving through Khan. Mispositioning from the Zofia. And Diaz isn't going to expose himself to the kill. Here's Gomez with a third. And Aerial Arise take the 5-1 half.
So much of PB's clear. Their coverage for the defuse was on Spirits. Down below, it seemed. Opening up those holes, trying to apply that pressure. But once all the kills came through and Gomez rotates down, takes down Spirits, as you said, they have nobody watching. Well, Melted is. He's got he had the Logi rotate on lock if they were to come through that doorway. Problem is, they didn't come through that doorway. They rotated from construction all the way around, and Melted was so focused on trying to contest one of the many angles he had to deal with. I don't envy his position. One guy having to worry about possibly 3 different entry points. It's a tough job. But right there, DS Lucas, it looked like he just waltzed over to deny that plant. Unfortunate attack from PB. They started out, Harrison. You said they got that opening pick, but from there, once the transition happened, it was messy. Aerial Arise fought back, and they've secured that 5-1 half. And as you said, PB's creativity might not be enough to stop map 3 from coming.
They will certainly try employing said creativity on this site. It's a roam we've seen before, only this time they have a bandit to help stop any wall breaching. So what they used to do with Sonar is that you have the smoke and the mute playing upstairs, kind of over towards, and they play for a cache retreat, where Eska, typically inside of Secret, calls out info on the plat wall players for those defenders upstairs to swing. Now, it does look slightly different as they never previously ran it with a bandit. And now they're employing him, especially Melted, opening up all these rotates over towards Logi and Master. So maybe their roam, they plan on having a little bit more flexible. But either way, it's definitely interesting.
Yeah, usually they did run this in their game against IF, the one game on Clubhouse they played in playoffs, and it allows them not only to hold, whether it's in Master Bedroom or CCTV, but it allows them to hold for a little bit longer and force Aerial Arise to either open those walls, which can be difficult at times, or rotate to a different way that PB are likely anticipating. 45 seconds in, we've yet to see Aerial Arise fully bite onto what's happening. See one player entering into Strip, Kento dropping down in front of Jim, but right now there's one player at the CCTV window. Melted breaks it open, but they're likely anticipating this. You can see Beastly watching to make sure that nobody peeks in that window. Won't stop Kento from finding himself on low HP to start things out, getting contested by Spirits on that Gym window. But now that the bandit batteries are dealt with, that's what they wanted on that window. Spirits is in a little bit more difficult of a position and could now be pinched out if he does not rotate soon.
As soon as the Jacuzzi wall is open, he will start to do so. No, there we go. He'll fall all the way back, looking to maybe pick off drones before he leaves, but the rotate is caught. Spirits overstays his welcome, and he's a little bit too slow about it. Kento, despite taking some early punishment, is able to shoot the bandit in the back and give his team a one-man advantage. Eska has since rotated back to the basement. Kool-Aid and Melted, though, I believe are still kind of hanging around upstairs inside of Garage. Kool-Aid missing a lot on a drone, but he'll likely go back down Oil Pit as Melted joins the anchors back on site. Parabellum chalking the roam up to maybe a failure, though they have wasted quite a decent bit of time. A
lot of time wasted, but again, this this is what we sometimes fail to see from PB on their attacks. They're getting all this control. They're opening up these hatches, but right now, Harrison, what is most important, or what could be most important, is Eska on this pulse. But unfortunately, the first C4 goes wide. What PB like to do is use their C4 ops and that pulse in tandem once they rotate back for a minefield. And now those mines are not being stepped on by Aerial Arise. A Ghost is treading over, and PB are getting nervous. They're letting them go. Melted's the only one left with the C4. Not reliant on the pulse. He could still throw it to deny the plant in any drop-down kitchen. But that's what Aerial need to do, because it's only 30 seconds left. It might be the 4v5, but Parabellum certainly have enough good positioning to stop a kitchen drop if it's ill thought out. Kento and Beastly. Kento will charge down through, but that's exactly what Kool-Aid was anticipating. He takes the long angle and finishes off the already injured Ash, but Aerial Arise managed to hold on for a little bit longer. Gomez on low HP. Penguin, I believe. No, he's sitting outside all the way on AKs. It just completely collapses for Aerial in the final 15 seconds. Wimpy tries to find some kind of entry, but Penguin's all he sees, and he doesn't see much soon after that. PB get their second round on the board, but Harrison, they still have a long march to even things out.
But that round is a good start. Now, while the roam itself was a little bit shaky with spirits dying like that, it still wasted about a minute 45, which all in all, with only losing one player, that's actually
Not
pretty
bad.
decent. It's not ideal, but it's not terrible. Parabellum's anchor game, though, is really where things came into effect. Aerial Arise tried for a similar play, rushing through Ashwall, but Kento was caught out. And I don't know if you noticed, did you see the angle Penguin was using?
Dude, honestly, for about half a second, I thought he got killed from the hatch.
So, okay. So you actually can't see it from the hatch. With the clubhouse change, let's say you're standing on AKs facing dirt.
I meant I thought
that
Penguin killed him
desk
from
to
the
the
hatch.
right? What?
Dude, when I saw the bullets
Oh, you
raining
thought
down from
Penguin
above,
killed them
I thought
from the
Penguin
hatch.
killed him from the hatch. I was like, how did he retake above? There's
No, no,
somebody
no, no.
up there.
So if you're in AK facing dirt, the desk to the right side of the dirt door, you can get on that now.
Of course you can.
So Penguin was just standing on the desk, and you can't see that from the hatch. So when the player, I believe the Thermite of Beastly, moved in, he did not expect the top angle because it can look over the box onto Ashwall. So very creative angle from Penguin. And just all in all, super solid anchor game. Aerial Arise, again, tried for a similar push, and I guess Parabellum said, nope, you are not using the same strategy we use against us. Now, I mean, it's their second point, but they still need, in addition to that round they just won, an additional perfect site rotation. And that's just to tie us up.
But Parabellum did manage to get 4 rounds in a row on their defensive half, Harrison, if I do believe, so
That's true.
could be worse. Could be worse. Then again, Oregon is a very different map than Club, so it's not exactly a one-to-one comparison. But it's certainly possible. We'll just have to see. Right now, Parabellum, 30 seconds in, they've got their setup. They got a Goyo shield set down inside a lounge to fulfill a similar purpose to what we saw Beastly doing on Aerial Arise's attack. This go-around, though, not only is that shield actually cleared, but the Goyo is forced to rotate off, and not rotating by choice, forced to rotate off much earlier than Beastly ever had to on their defenses. There is one player, Eska, currently sitting over by main, but I imagine he, too, is rotating pretty soon after. And this is going far better for Aerial Arise in the first minute than PB even dreamed of.
What? Wow. Kool-Aid, that was risky. He tried going for the bandit trick. He tried pulling a Wimpy. Even though the floor was destroyed underneath him, he attempted for it, but the stun was there and the nade was there, dealing a lot of damage and interrupting the process. So Kool-Aid will slink away with less than half HP remaining into Rafters. Now Duo holding, I believe, along with Spirits. Yeah, the Jaeger up in Rafters as well. And Aerial Arise, well, they want this control. Fortunately, there's a Mute Jammer behind the wall. Kento will attempt to clear it with the breaching round, but gets caught on the drone hole. Luckily enough for them, though, the other portion of the wall is unreinforced. Is Kool-Aid going to peek up and slam the players moving in? No, he'll allow the Mute Jammer to go down, valuing his stealth over the kills, at least for now. But no, here we go, as if on cue. There's the kill. C4 out, will not hit anyone, and DS refrags onto Eska, but it's still a 1-for-1 trade. Make it 2-for-1. Gomez finds another, but Kool-Aid is still holding Rafters ferociously. Gomez has been downed by Melted outside the breach, and Kool-Aid, he's springing up for more, but up the stairs comes a third light, and no! Beastly whiffs! A triple kill for Kool-Aid means it's a 1v2 for Wimpy, but as we've seen from this map so far, if there's anyone who's gonna do it, it's him.
Possibly. Wimpy could have this. There's one currently behind the server rack. He gets his down. He gets his frag. That's important. We got one on the board. Now you just got to get two. Penguin's currently sitting behind that server rack with melted on red stairs, but 3 toxic canisters, Harrison. Does Penguin want to use those, or is he going to play close with the SMG-11 or the shotgun? They hear him bash on through the wall. They know he's coming. They know Wimpy wants to win this round to secure a match point. He peeks around, spots Penguin, but it's the shotgun to do him in the end. Almost went this way. Almost went Wimpy's way. Parabellum get 2 rounds in a row. They're just 1 round closer to that evening up 5-5.
Ooh, a close one from PB and Aerial Arise, but you really gotta give it to Kool-Aid. I questioned the initial decision to Bandit Trick, but his position in Rafters was instrumental.
On the round.
3 kills for him, popping up like a ninja, slicing down one, proning again, popping up, bobbing and weaving. And Beastly, man, oh man, you should have had that kill, man, but a couple whiffed shots resulted in his death and the 3rd kill for Kool-Aid, and a complete reversal of the round. 2 rounds to go for PB. But now they've got to win Gym, which is typically considered that offsite. And Aerial Arise right now, they've had 2 rounds to figure out how PB play their defense.
And Gym as well, again, as I mentioned earlier, not the most complex site on this map. Certainly one where Aerial can get their win on the board, get their match point. Maybe lose a few later, but bring it back at the end and win it 7-5. We'll just have to see, of course. We're not there just yet. Parabellum at the moment appearing to go for some kind of cache extension. We see both those walls reinforced. See also a Goyo shield, Harrison, placed inside a bathroom. When we normally see this, it's actually with a Mira that is normally left on the board, but not only that, the wall isn't even opened up.
And a shield on the sheep door.
I get everything happening on the eastern side of the map. It's just the stuff in the site that's kind of confusing me right now.
I guess there's that patented Parabellum creativity, isn't it?
I suppose. See what a Goyo shield facing a soft wall can do, though.
It's also even more surprising to me that Parabellum aren't running the Mira, considering, I mean, sure, you know, Aerial Arise, the Mira was up, they didn't want to run it, whatever. Parabellum are through and through a Mira team. They love their Mira.
They ban it a lot, but when it's up, they play it.
Yeah, but the fact that she's left up and they're not bringing it on Gym of all sites is definitely a surprise. Though, again, like you said, they do have the Goyo, so they have those shields, the kind of pseudo mirror windows. So, I mean, in the end, it's, you know, it's whatever. We got a double stack up of the jammers, I think, on that wall, if I'm not mistaken. Kento has already pushed his way up red, looking to assist in the hard breaching here. But Kool-Aid, wow, I believe from below by Wimpy, he is going to get significantly lit up by that nade. Down maybe 5-ish HP, and he will get the hell out of there, realizing he is susceptible to another one of those from below. He'll go back to site, give up that control.
Fortunate, Wimpy's very positioned if he wanted to. If he had gone on that chain rappel, probably could have found Kool-Aid if he had that door open. But Kool-Aid manages to get back to the site full.
What is this?
Well, not full HP, low HP. That is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
I'm really sad we didn't get to use that.
We saw potentially the most disgusting angle I have ever casted. A pixel between a Goyo shield and the sheet wall. Harrison. That is what that shield was for.
I wanted to see a kill with it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little disappointed that he fell off.
Would have been funny though if he was sitting on that shield and it just blew up in his face.
That would have been pretty funny. There's nothing I like more than things being funny. But no engagements just yet, with the exception of that nade. All 5 players still standing for both teams with 1:10 remaining. With how the pace went on Oregon, I'm surprised Clubhouse has been this slow. As Wimpy cooks another nade, he'll send it in, and it will not clear anything. In the meantime, the Jacuzzi breach has been felled by the attack, and Penguin has a shield on the mattress to protect him from construction, though Kento is holding his window, daring the Mute to get any more aggressive than he already is. They'll hear a C4 be ripped, but as Penguin swings with the shotgun, drones will spot out his position, flashbangs come in as well, and is Kento just going to run right through? I thought he was about to jump in the window off the flashbangs, but he ends up thinking better of it. More flashes sail in, but wow, DS gets good nighted as Wimpy finds the trade onto Spirits. Kento is searching for the next kill, but no, capitalized on by Penguin as Kool-Aid finds Wimpy despite the low HP. It's now Beastly and Gomez, one outside Jacuzzi, one outside Khan, in a 2 versus 4.
And it seems unlikely, Harrison. Peng managing to get that shot inside of Gym, and now Eska rotating up to single-handedly pinch out Beastly's entry. He's the only one left now, and he's got to fight Eska, just proning on the stairs. Lands the headshot. We've got 3 rounds in a row on the board for PB. We started out with a Relatively, actually, no. An actual flawless site rotation by Aerial Arise. Well, we've got the exact same thing for Parabellum.
As the operators are locked in and we head back down to church, this will decide whether or not we have a tie game or if Aerial put us on map 3 point.
5-4-2. Remember, last time these teams faced, it was PB who lost 7-5, and a game that honestly probably should have gone to overtime. If Aerial lose here, lose the grand finals, lose relegations on that exact same scoreline, I might like it for the poetry, but I know they won't be very happy with how that ends. But they have this timeout. They've taken it. Harrison, looks like PB are running that same setup. They've got that bandit. They're likely going to rotate up, reinforce that jacuzzi wall, plat wall, put bandit batteries on both, sit inside a gym, rotate around. We know this kind of play. They are lacking the pulse this go around. A slight difference that could impact their style later on. As I mentioned, when they rotate back down to that bottom floor, all the way back down the basement inside of Arsenal, they utilize the pulse and layer, pre-place all of the C4s or most of them, and use Kitchen as a sort of minefield. But no pulse this go around means those C4s in all likelihood will be used more reactively by Parabellum as opposed to proactively if that pulse were still on the board.
Yeah, I think Parabellum's thought process here is that although they did bring the pulse for that purpose, it wasn't all that successful. So they figure, hey, you know what? Let's bring the Melusi, Aerial Arise. They push in last second, right? Because if Aerial Arise clear the roam and then go for the same take they did, just like Parabellum did, the Melusi is definitely going to get in the way. So, you know, I like the change from Parabellum. I think it can be good. But once again, this clear is starting from same side of the map. Aerial Arise looking to perhaps open the jacuzzi wall. Although Kentos are propelling up to the roof. This is not what they did the last time. Unless, of course,
it is similar.
Unless Kento was just going to the roof to drop down onto the gym balk.
I think that's what he was doing.
Yeah, okay, that's what he's doing. I was confused. I thought, like, with the Logi hatch being gone, I thought they were going to start clearing from Logi, but no. It was just, Kento was just rotating to the roof to get to the gym window a little bit more safely. And now the wall can be opened, and thus the clear can resume. And with Spirits getting, you know, knocked off the board very early last round, I suppose he'll play a little bit more passive. What is Zoe doing?
Zoe is right below the hatch, and whether Gomez... Yeah, whether Gomez knows it or not, he better be thanking just everybody. Everybody, his family, his parents, because the fact that Spirits didn't peek there when Gomez was standing right in front of that hole, wow, I cannot believe it is still a 5v5 into that regard. In fact, Melted is actually the one on lowest HP in the lobby. No member of Aerial has suffered an inch, even a centimeter, any amount of damage. Eska 2 is also now on lower HP, but Aerial Arise have successfully pushed that roam back. But Harrison, they have not fully opened those hatches yet, and Kool-Aid is now starting to rotate back, but Spirits could still be a thorn in the side of the defense if he's gone undroned, which it appears like he might not have been.
Penguin just ran out dirt to light up Beastly. That is a ballsy play.
That's the impact trick.
Yeah, it is. As the impact trick comes out onto the kitchen hatch, but of course, you know, with the new Hubana changes, that doesn't really do too much. Wimpy on the sledge looking to open some holes in the floor and clear West Arsenal, as Moto hatch has also now been opened, but again, the time so low. 38 seconds for Aerial Arise to make the play in an even 5v5. And Spirits is still upstairs. He'll drop down stage and catch the case carrier. Beastly dead, and I'm sure he still had some hard breach to speak of. That is an unfortunate pick, an unfortunate oversight for Aerial, not watching for the bandit who is still upstairs. Gomez, he gets the trade. Good enough. 4v4, but there's only 15 seconds, and Aerial Arise are nearly going to get caught out. Wimpy will find a nade, but no! The team nade from Wimpy! That'll secure the man advantage for PB, and almost single-handedly lose them the round! Kool-Aid gets the last two, and Parabellum down 1-5, even up the score!
Oh my.
I'm lost for words. Not like this.
Harrison, that could be it. That could be the moment.
That was a miscom. I guess Wimpy just didn't expect Kento to push in that far. Maybe they expected someone to be Black Box Mini. But so if there was, it would have forced them out into Kento's line of fire and prevented the Ash from pushing up that far. But I mean, you could blame that on lack of intel. You could blame that on miscommunication, mistiming, or just pure dumb luck, like you said. And oh no. Kento had Church in his back pocket.
Okay. It's 5-5. We're not out of the woods yet. Whoever wins this round goes to match point. It's PB, they're 1 round away from relegations. In this sense, that's a good thing. Aerial win. They're not out of the woods again. They have to win 1 more round after that to go to the map 3, or if they lose the next one, they have to do overtime. It's a CCTV and cash defense. The big thing here was Kool-Aid, Madman, trying to bandit trick on the wall after getting forced off, rotates into garage, plays the rafters, gets a triple. Harrison, I'll be honest, I don't know if that's a planned position for him to play or if he just rotated there at the last minute. But let's see if they have that same effect, because what tripped up Aerial was not plat wall like it was for PB, but was garage. Not expecting 2 players to play inside of there. They clear down below, fine. Flat wall, no problem. Garage, that's where we need to see improvement if they want any hope of securing match point.
Ooh, Kento's gonna be quick downstairs, but he doesn't account for any utility protecting the shield? That's a bit of an oversight. And no, although the shield is cleared, he pays the price. Kento goes down outside Wolf, Spirits with the opener. And after a set of rounds like the past 4 we just saw, that is not how you want to start here for Aerial.
Kool-Aid, look, getting aggressive as well. They all rotate in to open that wall. Thankfully, something goes right for Aerial in this first minute. They open up plat wall right as the clock hits 2 minutes remaining. About the same point they opened it up last time. I hope you keep that in mind. But at much, much different standing. They've only lost Kento, to be fair. It's only 1 player gone. But that's still a player you could use to likely be your tip of the spear to clear out this garage player. Wimpy only has 1 grenade remaining. He's had to dedicate it down below. If that nade misses Harrison, Melted could very well stay alive on this rafters and get a couple kills before he's taken down.
Wimpy now moves in through bottom garage. He'll shoot the cam, alerting the defender in rafters of his position. Melted now, the utility being burned. Here comes the nade. The Aruni will reposition, but he's so lit up. But the ADSs are not cleared. Melted persists, but he doesn't see Wimpy up the staircase. He'll get a second too. Nice transition onto Spirits. Wimpy bringing the round back for his team as he has done so many times before. But Penguin long range with the SMG-11. A beautiful shot onto the sledge to equalize the man count once again. Still 3 gas canisters in his pocket and 50 seconds remaining. But Kool-Aid goes down. Eska holding the long angle, getting lit up by DS. And the hard breach charge now, or the exothermic charge, going on garage. Penguin is still over on red as the breach will fall, allowing access to the default plant spot. Gomez is the one covering from breach. Diaz looking through the smoke will nearly tag up Eska, but end up eating some punishment himself as the gas canisters continue delaying. But despite there being flank watch, Penguin still wins the fight, figuring now that he's out of gas, he's just a gun, and he'll collect the kill. Eska and Penguin, though, so low on HP, but they send Case up red? What a misplay by Aerial! Gomez has the cover, and yet Beastly still separates. It's just the Zoe, but he'll lose to Eska. Parabellum 1 round away from making the comeback.
You simply cannot be making these kinds of mistakes in grand finals, in a regular season game, in any venue. You can't be doing this, Aerial. You had the clear. You cleared out Spirits from down below before. You destroyed that shield, and he rotated, and you pushed him off. But this time, you lose Kento. Okay? It's not good, but you get the wall open. That's the part that matters. You get that wall open. They rotate to the garage clear, and Harrison, it's sloppy, but they get that kill. Melted doesn't get anything for it. They get the 4v4. Wimpy gets the advantage after that. But oh my lord, the big issue there, 2 things. They had the flank watch, but despite that, Penguin wins that engagement with the person rafters. Improbable. Manages to come away with it. But it's still not done yet. It's a 2v2. Penguin is running out of gas canisters, and Aerial have a small window to make that work. But they send Beastly with Case up red by himself with Gomez still in garage. You don't know what that means? That means unless Beastly wins that one, Gomez doesn't have a chance of trading that out unless somebody gives their life away. They handed PB that 1v2. They didn't hand him the whole round. But in that final engagement, it was gifted to them. And now they're on match point. They've gifted them that as well, and potentially Rels.
Carter, that nade. This is still in the back of my mind.
The nade onto Kento.
Oh.
Penguin
And-
winning that gunfight.
You know what's poetic as well?
What, Harrison?
Now on relegation point on what could potentially be the final map of Challenger League. A man who has been relatively quiet on the scoreboard, despite the aggressive plays,
His top
is
fragging.
12-5, top fragging, well, second fragging the lobby behind Wimpy, but top of his team, and has single-handedly pulled some of these rounds together. Penguin has been a superstar on Clubhouse. And once again, we have Spirits on this this evil little angle, holding the pixel between the shield and sheet. And oh my god, Carter, if Spirits gets an opening pick on this,
I will lose it.
on 6-5,
Look at Kool-Aid too. He's trying to shepherd any drone away from spotting Spirits at that angle. He's trying desperately to make sure this angle works. That this is the ace in the hole, the rabbit out of the hat, whatever term you want to use that gets them on match point.
Oh,
he sees the
no.
thermite. He almost gets it, but he doesn't.
Oh!
No, he does! He downs him on the angle! It's not the kill secured. It's only the down on the floor. But that's all they needed, Harrison. They need the disruption. They've made the play. They can get Beastly back up, but it's still opening pick air or for Parabellum. And it's Wimpy they take down. The man with the only one with double digits.
like you said, not only is it a significant amount of damage on your thermite, your primary planter, but you have just taken out the titan of the lobby. Wimpy is dead. 4 versus 5. A minute and a half for Aerial Arise to play with. Shields reallocated into the site. Penguin playing the same position that he was unable to be flushed out of last time, where he in fact got a triple kill. Hiding behind the window, the shield even protecting Kool-Aid on the other side. The utility is placed so well from Parabellum right now as the thermite charge
Oh my.
ready to go off. It's placed on the wall. Aerial Arise, they've droned in. They're pre-aiming Penguin's angle, and
They
there
see
we
him.
go. There's the adaptation we need from DS. Down goes the Bandit, and Kool-Aid gets over-aggressive. DS catches 2. The man advantage swings in the favor of Aerial Arise. Spirits retakes into Bathroom, needing to not give that up despite Kool-Aid's death. But here's Kento moving in. He'll find one before being traded. Eska is so low, but the C4 still finds its mark. 1v2 for Melted. Gomez and Diaz, the two Brazilians, standing between Parabellum and victory, and it's all in the hands of the Frost. We'll either have victory or overtime, but Aerial, they look like they have pings. Diaz is on the shield. He's biding his
Get it.
time, and he'll get the third. Aerial Arise, send us to OT.
It's criminal to do to us what they're doing to us. 5 rounds lost in a row for Aerial. In some of the most logic-defying ways. Unfortunate ways as well. They finally get it, Harrison. They lose Wimpy as the first pick. The man with 16 kills. Titan, as you said, doesn't even begin to describe the impact he had on the defenses and attacks so far. And yet they still managed to pull through. DS Lucas on that rappel. In the IF game and in this game, Penguin has managed to get just a frag the moment that wall opens, but this time, Aerial adapt. They account for that. Not only do they spot Penguin, but Kool-Aid gets over aggressive, and that's where things truly spun out of control because they send it in. They get that control. They weave their way into sight, and they get the kills necessary. Melted might have had a chance, but in this case, he didn't. We have overtime, and it's Aerial starting on the defense by far and away the favored side, the side that has 10-2 defenses to attacking so far. That's what Aerial get to start out.
Definitely not an enviable position for Parabellum, but how often do we see overtime get kind of tricky with the sides? There's a lot
Like
of
to
times people
bamboozle
will
us.
buck the trend, yeah. And Carter.
Harrison.
I don't know if you noticed the 6th pick earlier. I don't want to interrupt you.
No, it's fine. Trust me, I watched.
Spirits is on Cali.
Not an op we see often.
No,
You know what it
not
can
an op we
do?
see often at all. Penguin has also swapped on the Ace from Hibana.
That one is actually a little bit interesting.
Hibana definitely a more popular hard breach on this map. Although, I guess you can kind of say, right? Hibana is much better for basement. and such, right? But if you know they're going cash,
You can do that.
Ace is not bad. And as they open the wall, Penguin and Kool-Aid both will rappel up to the roof. And technically, they have enough hard breach to go for both Garage and Con if they so wish, but it looks like Construction is going to be the play.
A rotate over, as you saw, and if there were ever a time for PB to take match point, the most successful clear of Platwall, 30 seconds it took. That's exactly what you want to see. They managed to do it. But now, they got to rotate over to Construction, as you said. Kool-Aid will allocate one of his exothermic to the jacuzzi wall to allow for a full hold. And they attacked. Not exactly a hold, but a full utility, a full usage of this side of the map. For them to slowly rotate later on. With that wall open, nobody playing the rappel right now. It is a massive allocation of both manpower and utility to the con clear. But here's the issue, Harrison. Beyond even Wimpy just swinging out, getting aggressive. On overtime, you need to be watching that. They've lost Eska, but there's nobody clearing Garage, nobody on the plat rappel. Harrison, are they overreaching a little bit? Oh, but they have spirits.
No, they do have spirits outside plat, but Beastly through the open construction wall. Guess one behind the bomb chassis, nearly another as he tags Melted, but the Zofia finds the trade. He'll drone in for a little bit more intel. Kool-Aid nearly seeing the head of the Jaeger. Will tag up Kento's shoulder. That was a little bit odd. Thought the Jaeger would have gotten killed there. But now with just Thermite and Zofia pushing from construction side, and now just the Thermite as Wimpy finds a C4, Spirits has to make something happen on this side of the map using the Kali Sniper. Not the best gun for these kinds of gunfights as the Aruni starts to swing him with the DMR. Kool-Aid gets one before he's traded, and the sniper rifle just can't do the trick. Aerial Arise take the first round of overtime.
You get what they were going for there. They have spirits on that Kali to basically serve as a substitute for that plat repel. Instead of somebody repelled, he's sitting all the way back in Narnia, watching an angle with the sniper. Okay, that makes sense. They don't want to go for Garage either. They're solely focusing on that con clear, but that wasn't a fault in strategy necessarily from PB. It was poor positioning that was their undoing in that round. Almost similar, Harrison, to... There was a round prior, I can't fully remember, so the analogy doesn't work, but somebody was not watching a window and they didn't, and they allowed a player to peek. That go around, nobody watching the Condor on a construction push, where Aerial Arise are eager to get aggressive and make a play. You just have to watch that. You just have to. You can't let them get aggressive, and he takes down Eska, their player inside Alogi. It's not all done at that point, but they have the opening pick. They can rotate back into sight, but then at that point, Aerial, they got aggressive. They had those angles. PB could not contend with that. Maybe it was ill-advised, but if you're going to take their ones, you better be damn sure you're going to win it. And in that case, Aerial did, and when all was said and done, the only person left had to rotate from Narnia to try and save that round.
EB on the defensive side. Perfect opportunity to send us to round 15, and they will once again employ the roam that they've been running. Spirits and Melted upstairs along with Kool-Aid, the three-man gunning. Eska downstairs on the site, tag teaming with the smoke. Aerial Arise have now seen this roam 3 times.
And the Pulse is back.
This will be their third.
Pulse is back.
Pulse is in fact back. If Aerial Arise don't know how to clear this at this point,
we're in bad shape, fellas.
I suppose it's not the biggest issue in the world because they don't have to attack anymore, but it won't be great.
Oh, look at this. It's a dirt clear coming early from Aerial. Zofia Concussion goes in, but Penguin manages to evade the nade, get a drone in the process. Good attempt by Aerial, but unfortunately it's just some wasted utility that Penguin can run home. Victor and having burned. Good play by him, rotating off. Some faux aggression. Again, he can now rotate back. But this is actually... I believe Harrison. No, Spirits is on main stairs, so he hasn't fully rotated back, but he's not as aggressive as he was. Maybe looking to open up that window and do exactly that. I just lambasted PB for not watching that door. Come on, you gotta watch main stairs window, and now he's rotating down. Surely a drone's at that door. Yes, it spots Spirits. Maybe some capitalization soon after. The Penguin manages to smoke out Kento, likely entering in dirt. The entry not having the best game so far. A C4 flies out. Can he get away? Yes, Diaz manages to rotate off just in the nick of time as the shrapnel flies by. It's still PB in the lead, but Gomez is there to try and bring things back.
Spirits nearly flicks onto the head of the Zoe, but he is too late. overstaying his welcome, not even really delaying all that much time, though he did get the kill, and once again, Wimpy off the board. Not only the top fragger in the lobby, but also your sledge. Clearing out West Armory is going to be significantly harder. The C4 goes up, but it does not land. Unfortunate for Eska, as Gomez will retreat. Back over towards Dirt, it looks like. I believe tag teaming with Diaz. It's a two-man Dirt push now in the basement. Penguin standing on the desk once again. You can't see that from the hatch, and it's the perfect angle, perfect 90 degrees to stop these people from pushing into the Dirt door. Eska on the slim angle loses his fight to Gomez, though, and that's not good for the defense. Beastly will get a little bit lit up, but no, Gomez can't clear the shield. He doesn't know if there's someone playing behind box 3, as Penguin still lurks in wait. Kool-Aid is next to cover the Dirt door as Melted is on the drop down. Penguin, there's the first one on to Gomez. Now that they know he's there, Diaz is so scared to move through, and a gas canister comes out to delay him even more. Beastly loses his fight on the hatch to Kool-Aid, and Diaz stuck in Dirt. 30 seconds left. Penguin still with the gas canister, and it looks like Diaz, he doesn't have time to rotate upstairs. He's not looking to do that as the last gas canister rings out. He loses his fight to the Jaeger, and Parabellum do, in fact, take us to max overtime.
We see a rotation from Aerial Arise in that round. Constantly they try to clear the roam. They buy into it. This time they say, no, we'll send it into Dirt. They see Penguin there. They try to clear him out, but he rotates back. They say, hey, we have our opening. But there is a difference between not clearing a roam and just pretending it doesn't exist or forgetting it doesn't exist. Probably the latter in this case, because nobody's watching that window. 5 men on the board. They see the bandit batteries on Jacuzzi Wall and Plat Wall. They know that Parabellum with that bandit on the board are going for the same roam they have previously, and yet there's no consideration of Spirits' positioning, no idea that he might peek the main stairs window. Again, just like we saw with Wimpy peeking that sheet door, that's a window you need to watch if you're going for a Dirt push, because it sees all of Dirt. And yet he rotates down, almost gets a kill later on, wastes so much time in the round. They commit to that push, and Harrison, as we saw, Penguin has the position for both the utility and the kill. They might have gotten Eska. They did not get the round based on the little they did to take out their setup.
This is where the real test is for Parabellum. They need to win a gym attack. Something they were unsuccessful in doing so, not once, but twice. It is a 0% win rate for PB. 100% success for Aerial. Mainly down to this cash hold. Gomez was allowed to swing into server and kill everyone on the Plat breach. Spirits once again playing the buck. Last time he and Eska went into bar, tried to play some vert, and were a little unsuccessful, especially Eska getting caught with his pants down as Gomez dropped the hatch. Parabellum. Again, they have seen this defense twice. It is now their third attempt. And PB are a fairly adaptable team. I can't see them, at the very least, I can't see them losing to the same thing.
Well,
if they lose, it'll be for a different reason.
Well, we'll just have to see. It's a similar lineup overall. Penguin back on that Hibana. Spirits back on that Buck. Kool-Aid on the Thermite. You diagnose their problems fairly, I would say, aptly. Aptly, if you will. Probably a better word in that situation than what I used. So far, you can see them. Oh, Harrison, look. They are opening up this exothermic. They're waiting to clear it out. A nade being sent in to maybe push Beastly off the wall. Yes, that's exactly what it will do. They open it up, and now Eska can rotate off. They've opened up jacuzzis. Oh, an oh-so-necessary point of any gym clear. They got this far last time. But now, again, it's that rotation, that transition that has proved pernicious for them and problematic at best. Spirits is yet to rotate below to start opening up the gym floor. That's another position we need to see him take. Eska now also rotating into kitchen. He can clear this out and use his final nade to get one below, downstairs on the bedroom floor. But with Kool-Aid moving to low HP and the ex-Kairos meeting minimal success on that bathroom wall, opening up some holes now. But oh no, Harrison. Wimpy has the vertical angle and another kill onto Penguin. Aerial Arise in the lead with the momentum.
Oh, there's Wimpy. What a shot. Looking for more, but he's traded out from the window by Melted. Wimpy will find 2 kills. He's now hit the 20 bomb. Is the rest of his team going to step up when he needs them most? Kool-Aid has now walked in through the breach, looking to make some sort of entrance over towards the bathroom side of things, as the Aruni gate has still not been burned. Eska's coming up towards main. Kool-Aid taking more damage. The run out successful. It's a 2 versus 4 for PB. Eska's going to need to do a lot of work here over towards main, but he can't even find the head of the alibi just yet. He'll rush in, but Beastly has the cross.
There it is.
And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to map 3.
Oh my good God, Harrison. A 5-1 half to start out for Aerial. A 5-1 half by Parabellum. Then 3 more rounds. Just to decide, hey, we need one more map to figure out who's going to go to relegations. Come whenever they are, I suppose. Wimpy with the 20 bomb. Monumental. DS Lucas and Gomez both showing